Well, hello. Welcome. I am Noah, and this is Noah's Arts Entertainment. I was not going to do this tonight, but you know what? Um, Earlier this week, I did a video. Well, it was off a theme concerning babysitters and dog walkers. And well, I had a child. I had a baby. My girl is now, older, but she was baby once, right? So I get to experience this not only once but twice in my life, and but this time it was more responsible. I was ready and willing and mature enough and to be able to take responsibility, right? When you decide you want to be a father, you have a family, and that didn't really happen until about the age of 40. The Hebrew Kabbalah also came to me at the age of 40, and that's what it's supposed to. So I am in sync. I'm Noah, and this is Noah's Arts Entertainment. If it's your first time here, I welcome you, and I thank you for being here. Somehow you got here, and well, I like it. And hopefully you will like it too. Um, and those who have been following me, well, listen, I really appreciate it, right? The heart center, heart chakra, just boom, 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 pulsating for you. And so, yeah, and tonight's theme is based on this one thing that I did earlier this week, um, but it's more elaborated. And I noticed I left a couple of things that were very important to cover, and I didn't mention them. So this is the extended version. How's that? All right. Not for free, just your divine attention. All right. So we start with babysitters. Babysitters, because of my experience, always not just based on what I read and what I've learned, what I've studied, but also in real life experiences, because that's when you really get to know, like they say, the man from the boy, the girl from the woman. So yeah, the thing is, numero uno, don't panic. If you panic, it's over. My child, she was just 2 or 3, a couple of months old, and my wife was doing laundry, and I was helping out with feeding my child, and with a lot of love and care, everything. Somehow she choked on her milk, and she stopped breathing. And um, I, okay, so when the ex-wife comes back and I tell her, I give her this, she just kind of walked in and I said, yeah, she's not breathing. I think she choked. And babies at that age of 2 months, they cannot cough it up or do anything like that. They can't. So they just stopped breathing. So it was a crucial, severe moment. But I didn't panic. You see, because I had gone to prenatal classes, and the mother did not. Right? Still, she may have panicked either way because she just went nuts and wasn't thinking. So she went into the blame game at the moment when my daughter was not breathing. It was a terrible moment. She would not give me my child. I knew exactly what to do. I had learned it. I had gone to school. I made it a point to go there and learn that. And so it was a terrible thing. It was a terrible ordeal because someone else had to end up ordering her to give me my child. I could have, maybe pulled it or do something. I didn't want to hurt. She's 2 months old. She's a little tiny little delicate baby, and also to I really, you feel like, oh my God, boom, I'd rather knock you out than have my child die. and just because you're too busy playing the blame game, that kind of thing. Anyhow, going back, so then what happened is that I'll finish the story because I'm going to leave it like this. Um, I end up a woman from a Chinese cleaners across the street. That's where she ended up, and she was going to cross the street without even thinking that there was 40-mile-per-hour traffic at the moment, and they're not going to suddenly stop just because you're crossing the street. You know, there's street lights to obey, or there's you have to alert somehow, do something in advance, stop the traffic before so they can, pass. I mean, come on, practical, logical. That wasn't there. Her mind was gone. I ran after, and I was so glad that I did because I was on the phone with a nurse that lived in the building. But then said, boom, something told me. I ran outside, down the stairs, a couple of flights, and on goes to the intersection when she was about to cross, panicking, screaming, doing stupid stuff. And I grabbed her and I stopped her, and we waited for the green light. Then we proceeded on. There's a clinic, but it was Sunday. Hello, it was Sunday. It was closed. So you see, she wasn't. It was totally irrational behavior, and the blame game. So anyhow, so she walks into a cleaners, uh, Chinese stone cleaners, and she's screaming in there, like, "Oh, my baby is now dying, but my baby, da, 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 da," And I said to the lady, "I know exactly what to do, but she will not give me my child." And she turned around and she ordered her to say, "You give baby to father now," just like that. And so I laid her on my lap and I started to proceed with the procedure, and just as I had learned it. I did it once, no reaction, did it twice, and the third, she came, she came to, she had not, she was not breathing for quite a while, and I was really concerned about brain damage. And thank God, I brought her back. Paramedics came after the after the but still they came and they said keep her out here outside for a while. You did a fantastic job, or your congratulations and stuff like that because I knew what to do and I brought her back. So oh my goodness. Anyhow, we'll move on from the personal into the general. Okay, where the this is I'm trying to tell you so you can get a little taste. Maybe you already had it, a little taste of what I had, or to avoid getting a taste of what I got, which was terrible. So here we go. Prenatal crisis. Your babysitter. If your child is a baby, and you're going to trust, okay, your child with that particular person. A particular person has to also be emotionally, physically, mentally healthy. Okay, no weird stuff because weird in a sense, not like because you're different. No, weird in a sense where it's negative, you know, and irrational behavior. Um, you know, something that's practical, something. No, 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 no. You just can't do that. So check that out, and make sure that she does have qualifications necessary if your child happens to choke. Another experience I had, and this wasn't, it was close to home, but it wasn't personally directly with pertaining to me. But the babysitter and her husband were there taking care of the child. She had taken care of that baby for, since she was born. So she was maybe 9 months old or something, and suddenly she choked, and but they panicked and didn't know what to do. So someone, till this day, we don't know the mystery. Someone, banged her the back, just, I don't know, maybe it was just a brutal thing. I mean, brutal in the sense where it was senseless and it was stupid to have um, shooken her up or like that. So it broke her neck. In other words, it broke her neck. So the baby did die. It is a terrible ordeal, for that woman. She's actually a very nice person, but and she had been taking good care of the baby. But when this happened, she wasn't trained. She panicked. Somebody panicked. I don't know if it was her or her husband. We don't know. Either way, it just something happened in the past. And so to avoid again, this is what this whole show is about, to try to help people evolve to be more a higher awareness, a higher consciousness, where you're just not thinking strictly on that third dimension. It's just like, okay, I do this for work and I really don't give a shit, but I'm here because I get paid $20 an hour or whatever it is that you pay your babysitter, or your dog worker. Let's turn over to the dog. Okay, this dog walker must be also qualified. If she's going to be walking a big dog, she's got to be strong and be able to support that, hold on to that leash, because that dog suddenly, when out in a walk, suddenly can be attracted to a squirrel. Let's say, I just saw it. I saw it myself the other day. The dog was crossing the street trying to chase after the squirrel, and this girl could hardly keep him. I mean, he went into the street. That's how forceful he was. And this girl was not strong enough to handle that. And that's what I'm talking about. And the incident that I spoke about in the last video during the week, same title. It was here in an alley. And the girl was tiny. I mean, she's petite. And she's walking this pit bull, a pit bull that not just because of pit bull, or because he's a pit bull, uh, it's because he was the family owned him, gave him to this place so they could put him asleep. All right. Uh, Obviously, he was. They couldn't train him. He was kind of had a wild side to him where he was kind of, well, not good, not good at all. So obviously, you can't deal with a dog. You bring him back. There's something wrong with the dog. Dog was supposed to be put to sleep, and somebody saved him. But that person that saved him did not say, take him home with you. I'm gonna love him. I'm gonna train him. I'm gonna do this. No, that person left him here, and that's a business downstairs. And I don't know what's the end result, because I haven't really heard the dog bark, but he would bark senselessly, like "Ruh, ruh, 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 ruh." Yeah, just continual, and until he gets tired, and then he gets back at it again. So very stupid, very, it just. And the girl that was walking him, um, uh, she may have been responsible for that dog attacking me, or it was an attempt. The dog tried to. She gave me a bad vibe, and the dog picked it up. That's what the dog's gonna sense. Their trainer or whoever's they're close to, and the dog started to growl at me. I'm not used to that at all, not even from human beings, and I don't take it very well either. So anyhow, this dog growling at me, and then and started to bark at me, and he was really trying to force his way loose from that little trainer, and so he could attack me. Now, would he had attacked me, or and I would have had a knife or a gun, something on me, uh, that would have been fine, because I would have taken care of that right there and then, But I didn't have that. I think I may have a briefcase. I could slap them with it or something. I don't know. Either way, I didn't fear for my life. I got really pissed off. because I know that it was partially her fault for giving me that vibe, and that dog sensing it and just saying, well, I don't like that. I don't like this. So disrespectful. I just was fear for my life. But no, instead I decided. I mean, I decided. I didn't know it, it was just there. I didn't. I just walked into it to that situation, and I didn't fear for my life. I was pissed off because of that incident. That's why I say, I had a knife or a gun, it would have been over right there and then, because self defense. Either way, things like that can be serious. The crossing of the street because the dog sees a squirrel running, maybe sees a squirrel running across the street. I just saw it the other day and I've seen it. Or a dog chasing after a cat or something. Um, you got to be able to really be trained for those type of situations because this dog could have really gotten hit. Traffic was ongoing. The squirrel, well, took a risk running across the street, and the dog was going to do the same thing. The squirrel got lucky. Dog maybe not so lucky. All right, so things like that. What else can I tell you about this? I made a few notes here, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave anything really of importance, the true importance here. Where there's an example. Yeah. hmm Yes, I think I pretty much all babysitters on the phone. This is what this whole thing was about. Golly, I was going to miss the whole point. The point here is the cell phone business. The cell phone, aside from maybe not being qualified, they're on their cell phone. It could be Facebook, FB, whatever it could be, but they're on there and they're not paying attention to your child and they're not paying attention to your dog. Okay? The dog can easily, like, again, suddenly get attracted. If you're not paying attention to your job, to what your responsibility is, uh, to protect that child when they leave the house, in the house and outside the house, right? Same with the dog, it's just you just gotta, if you're gonna charge money and you're gonna say you're a professional, you gotta be a professional when it comes to that. That's a life and death situation. Here in this neighborhood, there are no wild dogs here or anything like that in the streets. There's no street dogs. There are domestic dog owners and there are domestic dog walkers. Period. That's it. So for me to get that kind of that kind of that no, I didn't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it at all. And so I thank you. I thank you for your time. I believe I have covered what I wanted to cover. An extended version. This is of the video. I think I live streamed last week's Wednesday, Thursday, and it's important. It's practical. It's important because you're trusting your child. You're trusting your dog. All right, your children. Maybe you have two, three kids. One person takes care of all three, and she's on the phone. They're crossing intersections, and they're on the phone, and they're just doing this. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen it. I don't like it. I can't go up to them and get into their business, but I can say that's not a safe thing to do. And I usually, if I have that opportunity, I will say it because it's not a safe thing to do. Once you have a child, you know how important it is to you have to entrust that your child with that person, and that person cannot be on that cell phone. This cannot be more important than your child or your dog. All right, period. Thank you so much for listening. I ask you to like, subscribe, and share with all other people that, hey, got an open mind. and want to hear some of this stuff that's going to be practical, it's going to be mystical, it's going to be, check out the whole channel and you'll find different videos. They're all themes are vary. All right, some will resonate with you. You will be able to relate and identify with them. And some who say, "Oh, guy, this dude's nuts." So don't judge. Just move on to the next video. You know, check out different ones, and you'll see how it's all good. In other words, it's all good. It's all good, and we will talk to you later. You have an excellent evening. Saturn, the planet Saturn rules Saturday evening. No, the whole Saturday, okay? We'll talk about that later, a different theme. Have a good night. Be safe. Until the next time, my friends, I thank you again.